This is Daf Yerushalmi Kilayim. Daf, and the article is another edition where Daf Samach Zayin Amrav right at the top, where there's a header in the article. Amavir Otzitz Nokov in the Vilna. Should be Lamed Hamid Aleph. Without a header, 4 lines on the bottom. So obviously we're going on Mavir Otzitz Nokov at the end of the Mishnah. Shmuel Amar b'Mavir Tachas Kol Gefen b'Gefen. So this is you have to put in order to aser, you have to put this grain under each and every gefen. It's not like you plant in the middle of a karen becomes aser. Doesn't have that affinity that otzitz nakov. It's perforated. It's got to be underneath each and every gefen. Rabbi Yochanan la'avir asara he must nisa. He must the Mishnah is talking about avir asara, and the name Moshe says. Actually, I should clarify it with the Shmuel further that Ma'aver Tachas Kol Gefen Begefen means that you take it under one and then under the other and then the other under all 5 in sequence, and then under each one it goes 1/200th. So then it actually is going to then it asers. So the Rabbi Yochanan says when you put them on. When you put them next to the grapevines, it answers if it's within 10 tefachim. In other words, it seems like it's also going on height, and says Shmuel says tachas kol gefen. It says it goes even above kol gefen. The Moshe says you're going to put the Yeshua Ferish the Masisin. The Masisin look tiny the Miskade shall otzitz nokov. Doesn't say that the otzitz itself becomes aser. Aser who dictates just says aser. Mukilo the avir asor masisa. V'avir mamash ayrei. Ubavir asora shel hakerem. It's you're being mavir, but in the 10 tefachim of the kerem, that keremu. Viraj ime viraj shehosim osayim asaru. So it's very difficult to play Moshe's shot, but he's saying that if it's within the kerem and within 10 tefachim of the gefen, of the gfanim, so then it asers. Okay, that's but only aser, not mekadosh, right? So Shmuel says Marvitar is called Gefen. That's really about being mekadosh, and also asri. He says it has to be go under each gefen. Rabbi Yochanan says no, it has to be in the airspace of 10. Problem is airspace of 10. It's hard to deal with here. What does it mean airspace of 10? That's usually vertical, not and there's nothing to do with horizontal. So there's several possibilities here. I look in the I looked in the label Yerushalmi, and it could be that Shmuel holds that Ma'avir Tachas Kol Gefen means it's got to be stationary on the ground, and even though Ma'avir doesn't sound that way, but they say stationary and Rabbi Yochanan holds though it can even be in the air, so within 10 tefachim of the ground, and then it has affinity to the ground, and therefore it makes kilayim. But the other shot is that the Yeshua Smalko, based on the Rambam, wants to say that even the Rambam is like Shmuel, but that Rabbi Yochanan is saying that in the general vicinity of the kerem, within 10 tefachim of the ground, in other words, in the normal vicinity, whatever makes kilayim when the grain is planted in the ground, makes kilayim when the grain is in the air, as long as it's below 10 tefachim, and therefore it doesn't have to be dafka under every gefen. Be in whatever area within Dalamos, within Tvachim, normally makes kilayim. So it's planted in the ground. Will make kilayim in this case where it's within 10 Tvachim of the ground. Herechamisha tzitzim. Here it says she'en lukuvim tachas gefen achas. the Rash, Reb Chaim, and the Ridbaz all take out Shein and Nekuvim. So let's see the Ridbaz. Peish everyone, but Zeh Achar Zeh. Took 5 prepared flower pots, one underneath one geffen. והכל בציצים לא יבשם מסיים מן הגפן. It was not 1/200 for each otzitz. Came in the low high takas geffen el pam echad. So only went the geffen one time. Av geffen shavu tachtov chamisha pamim atzitzim, but the geffen on which the 5 pots went, it was about masayim. It added 200. Vika isra tvua hakam osra tvua kam before leel. Pentuka shchuna, as we said previously, the tvua asers the geffen. The ikar asers the tvua, not the geffen. So, like it says, you can im hagefen should was mosaim nesar olo. So whether the geffen which did get 200 growth over the sum total of the atzitzim becomes nesar or not. So Talib Plukta Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Yochanan there. Im Oser Batzmo Eino Nesar, with the thing which comes to Aser doesn't become Aser. Im Yochel Leser can Aser anyway, right? Because the grain is not going Aser, can answer the grapes. However, Atzitz Achad Tachas Chamisha Kfanim. We took one otzitz and underneath 5 kfanim. The oz ifchad, and it's the opposite. The kfanim alone even same assign. There's 1/200 in the kfanim. They don't become aser. But otzitz it vasem assign. But otzitz it is 200. Az chuliyama the nesara oser. Actually, everybody agrees that the grain becomes aser because it's the oser and it doesn't become aser. So the plukah kain, the zelok the plukah. In that case, no plukah kain, but where it's just out. That's what we're going to cross it. So let's go read it. So again. Every chamisha tzitzim nekuvin tachas geffen achas, and the geffen now adds 200, but not the grain. So tiflukta, it's the machlokes Rabbi Lezer Yochanan, which we had earlier in the parak. Oser eino nesar, v'sheino nes oser nesar. It's really here. It's kind of the opposite way around. But if the if those we said they're also well, it's not the opposite, but it's not a variation. So the oser has become oser sheina oser nesar. So the thing which is doesn't oser doesn't become nesar. But here we're talking about the oser itself. But again, like Riva said, if the grain itself did 200, even under 5 kfanim, so then it becomes oser. Because it's the oser and it's oser. Okay, next parak. Kila kerem asur milizor l'kayim. Kila kerem, you're not allowed to plant. You're not allowed to maintain. So you're not allowed to abandon. Kila is roim. Asur milizor, not allowed to plant. L'kayim, and not allowed to sustain. Mutar machila, you're allowed to eat them because you're still allowed to benefit from them. Kila about godim, the shatnez. Mutarim b'chol davar ve'enosim levash. Allowed to use them for anything. You're just not allowed to wear them. Kila behema. Of animals, mutarim legadel, you can raise them, l'kaim, and sustain them. You're not allowed to husband them, to mate them. Kile behema asurin zeh im zeh. If you have two animals which are themselves kilayim, they are also to mate with each other. So the Moshe says, if you have a mule whose mother was a donkey, and a mule whose mother was a horse, you can't mate them together, even though they're both mules, because they're considered to be kilayim with each other because their parentage is different. Okay, kila kerem osim v'chulei. Tzib lo tizor karmachal kilayim. Ainli ela zorea mekayim minayin how mekayim zotam lumber kerem lo kilayim. So the Bnei Moshe says, "Bryce Shli B'Torah Kohen Parshas Kadosh Gabe Kilas Roim Socha Lo Tizra Ainli Ela Ainli Shalo Tizra Shalo Yikai Minayin Tam Lo Kilayim Lo Amarti Ela Mishum Kilayim." I only said it's because of kilayim. Klomar the samich lo likilayim. Since the word lo is juxtaposed to the word kilayim, shmamina. This he derived that Torah kpida shlo yeh kilayim esarcha. Kilayim nisht, regardless of whether you plant it or not. Uh, um, Vavshu lo zara, even though you didn't plant it. El acher, but somebody else. Lo amarti mishum kilayim. Only said a kind of kilayim. Shalot chaimim b'sadecha. You can't sustain their field. V'achad darish lo leigam b'kilei keren. It's darshan also in kilei keren. That was kilei zroim, and it was darshan kilei keren. Tam lomar v'kerem lo kilayim. A kerem nish kilayim. Klamar meaning makdim below, since the word lo comes first. The samich lekarmcha, and it's juxtaposed to the word kerem. Shmamina must be the Haki Kamar, as he's saying, the Bakarmachal lo yekalim, and your Kerem Shnav Kilayim, Abishu loads running, even though you didn't plant them. Okay, so the that's more Mak Rabbi Akiva. It's going to Rabbi Akiva. Akiva Mer HaMakayim over Belosa say somebody who sustains Kilayim in his Kerem is also Kilei Kerem or Kilei Zroim is over Losa say. Rabbi Yossi, no, not just like Divya Koli Hakol Modim, but Asur Asur B'Shlo Kema De Maisa. Everybody agrees that it's Asur even if you weren't Makayim through a Maisa, and you can't be considered be over the lav because you weren't Zoreid, but it's still Asurs. Still also to leave it, and it becomes the grain becomes also, and the kind the Zoraim come also the kerem itself becomes also by no. Avocado maisa loke. If you do a maisa, then you also get malchus. Tani, like we learned, hamachape becomes somebody who covers grows seeds in the ground, so they in a manner which is climb loke. He gets malchus. Minayin shu also by Noah. I don't really know the right Hanoah from Kilakim. His name Arkan says Pen Tikdosh. It says here Pen Tikdosh Nemahan Pen Tukdash Bo. So the Reb Chaim. Well, first let's see the Pnei Moshe. Pnei Moshe says Nemahan Pen Tukdash Lonim Sazeh B'Pasuk. There's no such pasuk. It tells it's a mistake. So I'm Kono Geba Mikdai Mazbeach Yikdosh. When you touch the mizbeach, comes kadosh, meaning it comes like a carbon. It's also bano. But Reb Chaim brings down a kisavia, which is gores tivakesh, pentivakesh. Says here it says pentigdash, and then it says pentivakesh, and it's a hekesh tavodah zara. And Maraponim says something similar. So so it's either hekesh to kachim or hekesh to Avodah Zarah. Ma Kodesh Ne'emar Alon Asa Banoya, whether it is Hekdesh Avodah Zarah, Afkan Asa Banoah. It's Asa Banoah. So the let me see what we're up to before we go on. Yeah, so we're on Daf Samaches, so that's all for today.